Well, the second batch of Limbus Pass E.G.Os are out, and they are both electric screaming E.G.Os. The first one is for Dawn, and the second is for Rousseau. First, I'm going to be covering Dawn's E.G.O though. Dawn's Electric Screaming is a 10th level E.G.O. It has a 19 base with a plus 8 roll. It has 2 attack weight on base and pierce damage. Before attack, gain enemy resonance -2 attack weight up to a maximum of 3. Deal plus enemy resonance -3 multiplied by 10% more damage to a maximum of 30. So, before attack, you'll be gaining the attack weight of maximum, you can get up to 5. That's pretty good, and you will be also dealing up to 30% more damage, but if you have 20 charge or more, you spend it to deal up to 40% more damage. So altogether, you're dealing 70% more damage if all the conditions are met, and on kill, you gain 2 charge count. The passive of this E.G.O, Tempestuous Screaming. If the target is defeated by this unit's slash or envy skill affinity, gain 1 attack power up next turn, once per turn. Now, this is actually a very good and pretty significant passive, I must say. This E.G.O costs 2 pride and 4 envy, and as well it costs 20 sanity, which is pretty fair. And on top of that, your resistance is changed to Fatal to Wrath, Fatal to Pride, and Ineffective to Envy. If you decide to corrode this E.G.O, you'll have a 28 base with a -12 coin, 2 attack weight. Before attack, enemy resonance subtract 2 attack weight to a maximum of 3, the same as originally. Before attack, deal enemy resonance -3 multiplied by 12% more damage, up to a maximum of 36, so a bit better than the non-corrosion. And before attack, at 20% or less charge, or 20 charge or less, spend 1% of the unit's max HP to gain charge, up to 20 charge. Also, before attack, spend 20 charge, or I assume it's charge, it says unknown, but I'm assuming it's charge, to deal 5% more damage for every charge spent, up to 100%. Oh my goodness. That is a lot. And on kill, deal or gain 3 charge count. Now, that is interesting. This unit, this E.G.O I suppose, really wants to get envy resonance and charge count, which is interesting because I don't think we've had this combination yet. Well, it's always good to see another charge E.G.O for Dawn, especially one that spends it, such as this one. So you're spending charge, deal way more damage, and that is great. That is amazing. Well, it's that time again. Let's rate the drip of this E.G.O. I really like the drip of this E.G.O. It's very nice, very purple. The weapon's very cool too. But once again, it's not the weapon, it's the E.G.O that is the drip that we're rating here. And I think she has pretty good drip. Honestly, good drip. Pretty short and simple. And the corrosion's also pretty good. Pretty similar to the base, but still, I like the big old claws in the base. I'm not the biggest fan of like the charred up black hands and the corrosion, but I still think it's a pretty decent corrosion. So I would rate it around a 7, maybe 8. Probably 8. It's a really good looking E.G.O. I like it. So the strength of this E.G.O. The strength of this E.G.O. is, on base, it's fairly decent with a 27 roll, but the roll is only part of the strength in this case because you can deal up to 70% more damage in the base, or I suppose awakening, and you deal 100% more damage in corrosion. That is phenomenal. That is just crazy. So that's going to put it at a 10 in strength. Dawn has some pretty strong E.G.Os when it comes to the maximum damage that they can do. Like this and Lifetime Stew. Oh wait, this is going to compete with Lifetime Stew because they're both tests. Well, I guess Lifetime Stew can kick it to the limelight. So, I'll put the strength at a whopping 10. So, the usefulness of this E.G.O. I hate to say it, but this E.G.O is alright for usefulness, right? It doesn't do anything except for pure damage and give you a bit more charge if you kill. But it has a nice passive, giving you attack power up next turn for once per turn if you kill something with Pierce or Envy. So, that's pretty useful. Other than that though, not too much about this E.G.O is too useful. Good damage, but I suppose I'll put her at like a 5, 5, 6, 5. 5 is probably nice. So yeah, this is a very promising start for the Electric Screaming E.G.Os. And I hope Merceau's E.G.O can do as good as this. Yeah, have a good one.